Thank you. Before we move on to the meeting, of which I am going to do a minute's silent for poor old Bill, can I just read this out, which we have to do? It's every meeting. Everyone's heard it so many times, but this is for the public. This meeting will be webcast and a record retained on the council's website. For all those at home viewing the webcast, I would like to inform you that if you look at the video, you will see a resources tab. Select this and a link to the agenda will appear on the right hand side. This will allow you to open the agenda in a PDF format and follow the discussion and debate. And my role as the chair is to ensure that the committee runs smoothly, having regards to procedure, behaviour and ethics. Before we ask the Borough Solicitor to do a roll call, as we all know, we've done this a few times at different meetings for different councillors over the last couple of weeks, but the most recent one, unfortunately, is someone who we've all known really well, who's served on licensing for a long time, and he's a good friend to me, even though of different political persuasion. We're still good friends, and I know he was to others on this committee. So should we just have a minute's silence, please, for Bill Davies? Right, thank you, everybody. Ken, would you just do the roll call for the meeting, please?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, can I ask that each councillor, when called, turn on their particular camera and microphone to introduce themselves? So I will just go through in no particular order. Councillor Hodson is obviously here as chair, and Councillor Adrian Jones.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Councillor George Davies.
Councillor George Davies here.
Thank you. Councillor Karl Greaney.
Councillor Karl Greaney, present.
Thank you. Councillor Chris Jones.
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Thank you. If you could turn on your camera just to make sure we've got the correct Chris Jones in front of us, that would be good. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Tony Norbury. I don't think Councillor Norbury is here at present. Councillor Jean Stapleton.
Yes, I'm here.
Councillor Jean, thank you, Councillor.
Okay.
Councillor Irene Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you. And also by your side, Councillor Jerry Williams, who's obviously a member
Yes,
of the board. Councillor Mike Collins.
Yeah, Councillor Mike Collins is present.
If you could, thank you. Councillor Les Rowlands.
Councillor Les Rowlands here, present.
Thank you. Councillor Steve Williams.
Councillor Steve Williams, present.
Thank you. Councillor Dave Mitchell.
Present.
If you could just show your face, Councillor, for the webcast.
Switch my camera on.
Also,
Leslie's on the phone. Leslie ready. There's a put in.
My camera's switched on.
yeah.
Okay. I recognise the voice.
Off the three bellends, and it's got a picture. Is it Boris Johnson? Dominic Cummings, the new host. On this hand
Councillor,
unused sign. It's not none of the original.
What's the pub, Les?
It's called the John Aberson.
The John Aberson.
Okay.
Councillor Chris Cooke,
Councillor Chris Cooke present.
camera on, please.
Just put it
Just
on.
this initial.
Can you
roll
see my
call.
camera? Yes.
I recognise your voice, but I can't see your camera on.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I can see me on the webcam.
There we go. There we go. And those are the 14 members, Chair, with obviously a vacancy in respect of this committee currently.
So is Tony Norbury not here?
Tony Norbury is the only councillor that I believe hasn't acknowledged his presence as yet.
So we take it he's not here.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. We now move on to the agenda. Has anybody got any declarations of interest? We'll take it on December, Ken. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chair. The first matter on the agenda is the approval and the accuracy of minutes of meetings of this committee held on the 22nd of May of last year, including special meeting held on the 25th of July last year and the meeting held on the 13th of November 2019. There are also minutes within your agenda and documentation in respect of the Licensing Act 2003 subcommittee, which is now termed the licensing panel, to approve the accuracy of the minutes of that subcommittee, which determined matters on the 25th of April 2019, the 8th of May 2019, the 22nd of May 2019, the 14th of June, the 22nd of 2019, 22nd of August 2019, 29th of November 2019, 12th of June 2020, 15th of July 2020, 17th of July 2020, 22nd of July 2020, and the 14th of August 2020. So if members are minded to approve those minutes, again, I will
Can we do it item 2 first? Can we ask that separately if everyone's happy with that? If we don't hear from everybody, we accept that they've been accepted, okay? So just give it a few seconds. Is anyone not happy with those minutes on item 2? Okay, we take it that they've been accepted, Ken.
Okay.
And then we move to item 3, which are the ones you've just listed. Does anyone find any fault in those minutes? If we don't hear from everyone or anybody, we'll take it that they've been accepted. Is that okay? Just give it a few seconds.
Andrew, it's Adrian here, if you can hear me.
Yes.
I seem to have lost my picture. I'm struggling to get it back, but at least you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone not accept the minutes on item 3? Are we all accepted? What do we do in a moment like this, Ken? Because we used to sign them off, or someone would second them, or.
Well, you can still propose. Yes, it's still the same position. Propose and second the approval of those minutes.
Does someone want to propose on item 2 the minutes?
I'll propose if you want, Chair.
That's
I
Mike
would
Collins.
like to as well.
Thank you.
Mike Collins. Hang on. Who seconded? Was that you, Dave?
Dave Mitchell.
Dave Mitchell.
Dave Mitchell. Right. Okay. Jen, on the item 3, who wants to propose them?
I would move them, Chair. Dave Mitchell.
Thank you. Anyone second it?
I'll second it.
Who's that? George.
That's Councillor Davies. I
Yeah.
just need to be clear, Chair, that nobody has had their feed interrupted when we were dealing with the minutes of both sets of committees. So I just want to make sure that all are in agreement with what's being proposed. I think the only issue around that is to do a roll call, to be fair. Otherwise, we're never going to get, possible clarity that there's been somebody may have, their feed may have gone down. That's the only issue I would raise concern about.
So do we have to do it? Can we not just ask if anyone's missed any part of that? Do you want to make it known now?
Yes, please.
Has anyone missed any part of the last few minutes of the meeting?
Can I just go through each and every one? I appreciate maybe it's somewhat laborious, but
Okay.
it's the only way I think we're going to make sure that everybody
Okay, go on
has
then.
had a continued...
Go on then, Ken.
So if I just go through the... just to be clear, Chair, and I think we're going to have to do this on the next item as well, that Councillor George Davies, you agreed item 2 and 3?
George.
Sorry.
Did you agree item 2 and 3?
George, you're on mute.
It's gone on to me. I've said it. All right, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay, right.
That's good. Councillor Greaney?
Agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Jones? Adrian
one?
Jones? Yes. And
Yes.
Councillor Chris Jones?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Stapleton?
Agreed.
Councillors Williams, Irene and Jerry?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Hodson's obviously agreed. Councillor Collins?
Agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Rowlands?
Agreed.
Councillor Williams, Steve Williams?
Agreed.
Councillor Mitchell?
Agreed to both, yes.
And Councillor Cooke?
Agreed, yes.
I'm obliged. Thank you, Chair. I apologise for the laborious system. It's just to make sure that with
No, we understand.
teams perhaps, falling and people not hearing...
Yes, that's okay. We move on to item 4 now, Ken. Are you taking that one?
Yes, I'll take this one. Chair, the position in relation to item 4 is the appointment of the licensing panel as previously deemed to be obviously the licensing subcommittee. Chair, you will be aware from attending council that the terms of reference was indeed agreed at council with regard to the licensing panel, and that this be made up of 3 members of the parent committee with responsibility for the council's functions to deal with applications, determinations, reviews of licences, permissions and any related matter in respect of the Licensing Act of 2003 or the Gambling Act of 2005. And it was further noted that up to 2 further members of the parent committee may attend when with the licensing panel as observers. Members are simply requested to note this, and also in respect of the terms of membership, as members may be aware, Licensing Act cases have a specific statutory period within which they must be heard. There is obviously a period, particularly before elections, when the period when there's a gap between the council committee dealing on these matters and then following the elections, the appointment of the new licensing panel, etc. So what we are seeking is confirmation as well, is that the term of membership to continue until either amended or changed by this committee or until such time as a new licensing panel is appointed, so that even during the period of PERDA, if a hearing is required to be done, we are still able to have that hearing dealt with and scheduled and decisions done in line with statutory limitation periods. So those are the recommendations of this committee, unless obviously you wish to raise any issue in respect of any aspect.
So we just asked if everyone's in agreement with that then, Ken?
Yes, please. In those circumstances then, Councillor Davies, are you agreeable to those 2 recommendations?
Agreed.
The wording of the...
Agreed, Ken.
I'm agreed. Thank you. Councillor Greaney?
Agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Jones? Adrian Jones?
Agreed.
Thank you. Councillor Chris Jones?
Agreed.
Councillor Stapleton?
Agreed.
Councillor Irene Williams?
Agreed.
Councillor Jerry Williams?
Agreed.
Councillor Hodson?
Agreed.
Councillor Collins,
Agreed.
Councillor Rowlands,
Agreed.
Councillor Williams,
Agreed.
Councillor Mitchell,
Agreed.
and Councillor Cooke.
Agreed.
And can we have, just for the minute as well, perhaps a proposer and a second in respect of that?
I'm happy to propose.
I'm
Happy to
obliged.
second.
I'm obliged. Thank you.
That's the order of business now, isn't it, Ken?
I'm not aware of any further business on the agenda, unless, obviously, well, I'm not aware of any other business on the agenda, Chair.
Oh, is Margaret O'Donnell still there?
Yes, Chair, I am, yes.
Do you want to give a quick, sorry to drop you in it, do you want to give a quick couple of minutes of an overview of how you've been getting on the last few days? Because I know you've been working very hard.
Yes, Chair. I was anticipating there would be certainly some interest from members this evening in terms of the most recent regulations. I have held a meeting this afternoon with licensees on our premises network meeting. We had a very high attendance of, I would say, probably about 70 individuals attended that, along with officers from the council, really to brief them in terms of what the new regulations are, what the implications are, but also, more importantly, we do want to provide advice and support in terms of financial support that may be available to premises that will have to close as a result of the implementation of the regulations today. As I'm sure members will be aware, one of the requirements is that for bars and pubs, public houses, those who supply alcohol for consumption on the premises must now only do so if it is with a meal, which would constitute a meal at either midday or an evening meal. And if they do not operate such a business, then they must close. We did have some feedback from premises, and quite a number of businesses have closed as of today. Other businesses will continue to operate where they offer food with the consumption of alcohol, and they have to comply with all the regulations that are also in to protect the people of Wirral and obviously across the city region in terms of ensuring that there is social distancing within their premises, that they fully operate the test and trace requirements, and that obviously staff and customers wear face coverings, and that they do ensure obviously particular good and excellent hygiene regimes within their premises. We have inspected over 90% of premises in the hospitality industry within Wirral over the last 2 to 3 weeks. We have had a high level of compliance with those businesses, I'm pleased to report. Where there hasn't been any compliance or some sort of straying away from the compliance, should we say, we have issued warning letters, or where it has been appropriate, in one case we did issue a fixed penalty notice. So we have been seeking really to try and work with businesses to help them to comply with the requirements and to get the message across most clearly, the reasons why we are undertaking this work and why these restrictions are required of them, which is to keep people safe and to keep Wirral well, in effect. So we, that's across both licensing officers and environmental health officers. We have been working as one team over the last few weeks, and that has proved very effective, and we will continue to do so. So if there's any questions, Chair, I'm happy to take any questions.
Has anybody got any questions? Put your hand up if you... No, I think that was... I missed the first minute of what you were saying because I froze. Anyway, Margaret, can I just say to Anne, can you put this on minute, and I'm sure the committee will agree with me. We would like to thank you and your team for all the efforts that you've done over the past few days, because I know how hard you've all been working. So will you pass on those comments to your team? And I'd like that to be minuted, please, Anne.
Yes.
And I'm sure
Chair.
other members will agree.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chair. I certainly will pass it on to the team. I would say also that the legal team would need to be recognised within that, and have put in substantial hours, very, very late into the night. And, you know, obviously without their support, we wouldn't be able to deliver what we have been able to deliver. So if you can, Chair, yes, thank
It
you.
goes without saying, all those associated with you, with your efforts. Because as you
you.
say, the environmental team are involved with you now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, has anyone got any questions? Because we have to leave this meeting and then rejoin because it's a separate meeting altogether at 6 o'clock. So has anyone got any questions before we shut down? No? Okay, if you want to leave the meeting and then we'll join again at 6 o'clock. Okay, thank you.